If you can just let me know if anyone wants to ask any questions, I'll make sure I come to you. Thank you. I'm happy to take a volunteer to get us underway. And that's Stuart Watson.
Kieran, obviously, 2-goal lead drop, but the reaction from away fans at the end, I think, speaks volumes of your side's performance today. What did you make of it?
Yeah, I think the reaction was deserved, and I thought the players again and the supporters done themselves proud. To be honest, it was. We knew it was going to be a really difficult game. We know that we're coming into it in a challenging, not just league position and stuff like that, but availability and injury and things, and playing against a fully motivated and almost full strength Chelsea. So it was always going to be tough. The scorelines probably didn't always go with the flow of the game. So first half we certainly weren't at our best with the ball, and it probably looked like there was a bit of nervousness in there, to be honest, at the start of the game. But we were really, really clinical, took our moments fantastically well, executed in the areas that we wanted to execute in the game plan. And we defended with a lot of resilience and probably a little bit of luck, to be honest. The second half, I actually thought we played better than the first half, and we had more chances, and it was, for lots of the second half, a pretty even game, both teams pushing for the goals. So, yeah, we're disappointed to concede right from kick-off. That was a big setback, but I think the response to it was very, very good. And actually, from that moment where it can end up a really, really difficult second half. It was actually, I think, until Sancho's goal, a pretty even second half, and we looked as likely to get the third goal as they did the second goal. Of course, a brilliant moment from Jayden to score and make it 2-2, and then both teams were going for the win. It took a couple of great saves from Alex Palmer, to be fair, but we had our moments going up the other end, and was a really good game, and the players give everything to it again, and I think they can be proud of their efforts. Yeah, I think Chelsea had the better chances over the game, but I think it's always going to be that. But I think for the amount of chances that we created, the quality of our chances for an away team, I think we deserve something from the game. And we could have won it at the end, we could have lost it at the end, and I think for us to compete with Chelsea as we have over the two games is testament to the group. Yeah, Liam, as I said before the game, had a rib injury in the last game, so he's not trained all week, been in quite a lot of pain. But as I said before the game, he's a tough boy, and his commitment to the club and to the group is top, and he wanted to be here, and he felt like he could come on and have an impact. We didn't want to risk him in terms of the injury. It would have been a crazy one to start with, and I don't think many players would have put themselves on the pitch, but that's Liam, and it was safe to do so. So. It was good he came on, and I thought he was a big handful when he came on. And Jayden, it looks like a blow, no doubt. He's opened up the inside of his knee, so it'll be scanned. It's usually the MCL that gets some damage in that sort of tackle. So I think he had one on his left side last season, so we'll get it scanned and see how he is. But we'll be hoping that the damage isn't too bad.
Stay down front.
How much pride, satisfaction do you take from taking on a club that has got a squad with a significantly higher budget than your own, unbeaten in both games, taking 4 points off them, and secondly, the fact that even at 2-2, your players still kept pushing forward. It must sort of give you confidence going forward, even if it is potentially the championship next season.
Yeah, I think we can take great pride in it. I think you look at the background of our team, our group today, and the journey that a lot of those players have been on is huge. So to come here and compete, I'm really proud of them on an individual level, but also, you look at the spirit and the organisation and the commitment that the group showed today, and that's a group of players. Some of them have been here through the promotion, some have arrived later this season. You got lads here on loan, you got some lads out of contract, some lads in contract at the end of the season, but you've seen a group that are there fighting for themselves, fighting for each other and fighting for the club, and you can't ask for too much more than them than that. In terms of competing in the game, I think we should be pleased in it. Look, our first half record in games this season is really, really, for the position from where we've come from, is really, really good. And that's not something that we're going to take great satisfaction in the summer. I'm not going to enjoy my holidays any better because we're really good in the first half, but it's a real testament to a lot of the way that we work, the way that players commit to training, the way that they commit to the game plans, the way that we've approached games. But the step up has been really, really big, and there's lots of different reasons why we haven't always been able to turn, performances and positions into points. So that's of course a disappointment, but I think there's a lot of good. I know there's a lot of good underlying work going on here at the club and in the group, and if that work continues, then the club will be in a great position.
It's yourself.
Hi, Drew.
Hi.
There's a lot of debate recently about sort of the gap between the newly promoted sides in the Championship and the Premier League. From a managerial perspective, what would you say are the biggest challenges you faced in sort of adapting to the Premier League, whether it be financial, physical, or even technical?
Yeah, it's certainly a big jump. The biggest jump is the physical and individual quality level of the players. That's it, and that is a financial jump because that comes from the Premier League strength and the quality of players that can be attracted and paid for, and that quality now doesn't run just in the very top of the league. It runs right down through through every team who can establish himself in the Premier League for one season. I think the strength of the league this season is very, very strong in terms of the depth of that strength across the league. So yeah, it looks like too much of a mountain for us this season in terms of picking up the points that we would have wanted. We've not been too far away from it, but it looks like we're not going to be able to climb that mountain. The three teams last year competed in what was said to be the strongest championship ever. Leeds or Leicester and labelled the strongest team in championship history. Leeds not far off of it, biggest budget in championship history, but the step for all three teams has been too big. For us, we know that our journey is very, very different to Leicester's and Southampton's, but the three teams who competed at the very top end of that division last year haven't been able to compete this year. And the reason why, in my opinion, is the strength of the league and the strength of the players that teams can bring and can develop.
We'll finish with yourself, Phil.
No, he's got an injury. To his, I'll describe the anatomy, somewhere near his Achilles. So yeah, it's been an unfortunate run for him. He had the cut that he sustained in the Nottingham Forest game, and then he's picked up an injury in around the Achilles area. So not available today, and we'll see how it goes. Yeah, that'll be one to celebrate for them and for the club, and great result for them today. So that's pretty much it done, and hopefully I think they can. Well, it will be confirmed in a home game, which I said to him is always the best way to do it. So make sure he times it well, and I think he's timed it well. So now he can enjoy the celebrations properly after a home game.
Thanks for your time, everyone.
Thank you.